93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. Hughie Fury gets a split decision loss from Joseph Parker. I did tell you that Hughie Fury was a good fighter, and I feel like he proved himself in there, even though he didn't get the decision. But the 118, 110 is a bit. I personally think that's nonsense because, I did watch the fight. I was eating though, so I was kind of relaxed. But Hughie Fury was outboxing him, and Hughie Fury was kind of counterpunching him more on the back foot like Canelo, but he didn't do the amount of work that Canelo did. But Parker did not do the amount of work that Triple G did. They both kind of didn't do that much work. But for that, still, right? Hughie Fury did a bit more, landed more cleaner punches than Parker. But even though, the thing is, Parker landed, the punches that he landed they were harder punches. But keep in mind, right, even if you gave, right, let's say every time Parker landed a punch, you gave it to Parker. Regardless of what Hughie Fury did in that round, you gave it to Parker. Okay, cool. I'll accept that. Even then, Parker probably wins like 3, 4, maybe 5 rounds at most. 6 at the very most. There's no way he wins 10 rounds. No way. Like some of those rounds where Parker landed a good punch, Fury still won those rounds in my opinion. He outboxed him, landing uppercuts, landing right hands. Even though they didn't have too much weight on it, but still there was, the quantity, the clean punch quantity was still good in my opinion. There was some early body shots, but not too many, which I wish kind of he threw more body shots. Fury did, but for him to win like 10 rounds, again, he has to make those rounds close. And the only reason some of those rounds were close is because it's not that they both were doing competitive work. It's just that Hughie Fury was doing little bit of work. He wasn't doing too much work. He was just doing a little bit of work. But Parker was not doing anything. So when you compare doing nothing to doing a little bit of work, the person who's doing a little bit of work and it's clean work as well, occasional clean shots. When you're landing occasional clean shots very rarely, okay, yeah, it's not a lot of work, but it's still way more than what your opponent's doing, which is absolutely nothing. Does that make sense? So yeah, Hughie Fury was moving away, but Parker wasn't really landing anything. Like at the late rounds, he was landing. You can give those rounds every time he landed a punch, but it doesn't amount to 10 rounds. I think it amounts to about 4 rounds, maybe 5. I had Fury winning by 1 round. It was close. I'm being generous to Parker just because I felt like, hey man, maybe Parker. I feel like he won 1 or 2 rounds. It was close, but maybe 1 round convincing. He won by 1 round, but it was convincing. The Parker was not doing anything in those rounds, like nothing. Fury was landing occasional uppercuts, maybe occasional right hands. He was doing something. Parker was not doing anything. And you could say the judges like pressure, okay? But it was ineffective pressure. And even then, you want to score ineffective pressure? Cool. Fury was also doing some other stuff that you could score as well. And they have, in my opinion, similar weighting to the scoring as, pressure. So one thing Hughie Fury was doing was controlling the range. He was controlling Parker, keeping him at the end of his jab, moving beautifully. But, that's the problem with boxing, is some of these judges don't like the movement. I wouldn't have too much of a problem with it if, this was a close, close scoring. Because keep in mind, as I said, if a person's winning 10 close, like if there's 10 close rounds and I give all of those 10 rounds to one fighter, then okay, it seems like a not close fight, but it's a close fight. And I understand the scoring then. But this was not. That was convincing. Hughie Fury was winning some of those rounds pretty convincingly, in my opinion. A lot of times Parker wasn't doing anything. Parker wasn't landing clean punches throughout a lot of rounds. Hughie Fury wasn't landing too many punches, but 1 or 2, maybe 3 clean punches around, and I thought that was enough. Landing 2 punches, 3 punches is better than landing no punches, am I right? So if you're landing 3 punches, it's still a close fight, But when your opponent's doing nothing, it's close but convincing what you're doing, that you're winning. But either way, the only thing I'm thinking, right? I saw Martin Murray, I believe, fighting Gabe Rosado, and it was a close fight. It was pretty competitive, but I don't think it was that close. I thought Gabe Rosado should have won that, but the UK fighter got it, and that was more convincing for the non-UK fighter to win. But yet the UK fighter got it. Now Hughie Fury, on the other hand, rather here, initially I was thinking maybe Hughie Fury will get this because I feel like this was close fight, maybe edging towards Hughie Fury, but at the same time he's also from the UK, so maybe the judges will benefit him. Because keep in mind, Martin Murray should have lost convincingly, but he didn't. So I was thinking, hey, Fury definitely got this. But at the same time, I was thinking, like around 8, 9, 10, I was thinking, because I was watching a video about people talking about gypsies, how they get treated badly in the UK and other parts of the world. And Fury being a gypsy, I was thinking, man, he might be from the UK, but that doesn't mean the UK like him. And next thing you know, he loses by 10 rounds on 2 of these judges. Like, what? That's crazy. They gave Canelo 10 rounds. One of those judges gave 10 rounds. The Canelo Triple G was not actually, biased for Canelo. It was, if anything, Canelo should have won the fight. But this was like, there's no way Parker gets 10 rounds. I can see Canelo getting 10 rounds more likely than Parker getting 10 rounds. He didn't do shit in the fight, apart from the very few rounds. But, I think the only thing you can give for it is Parker was coming forward. But then again, like, was it enough? I don't think so. I think boxing, some of these judges, like, they need to kind of be told that boxing is hit and not get hit. You can't just judge and score aggression when you ain't doing shit. I understand your opponent's not doing shit either, but he's doing more than what you're doing. Like, seriously. But, that's what it is. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. I think Hughie Fury proved himself in terms of he only has 15 fights before fighting Parker. And I think he hanged in there. Whether you think he won or lost, he hanged in there. Fury was doing some stuff that I thought, he should have done a bit more. When Parker he got near the ropes and Fury turned around. He turned him around. He should have kept Parker near the ropes and it would have made it look better for the judges. I was thinking that in my head. And maybe sit down on a few more shots, I think he could have made it more convincing. I don't know. But, yeah, man. I think Fury did still prove everyone that he's a top fighter. He can hang in there with a lot of good fighters. He just need to improve a few things, but he's young, man. He's younger than me, I think. I'm 23, gonna turn 24 December. But Fury will get far, man. Fury will get far. Keep in mind, Tyson Fury improved, okay? Tyson Fury improved. In the second Chisora fight, we saw big improvements. In the Klitschko fight, we saw a great fighter. I mean, I don't know if he got to spar Hughie Fury like that, but Tyson Fury is the man who beat Klitschko. Hughie Fury can spar him. He's young still. He can definitely improve, and he's got a good corner as well, giving him good advice. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. Do you think Hughie Fury will improve? Do you think he won? Do you think he lost? Do you agree with the decision or not? 93 Boxing. I'm out.